Some of you out there right now are working yourself to death. I'm just going to tell it like it is. You are working hard. Now, I'm a guy who's not afraid of hard work. Anybody knows me. Did this guy ever sleep? Does he know what a bed looks like? What I do, but I'm telling you, I have spent my life doing a lot of work. And the older I get, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but it is some truth that the older you get, the wiser you get. You start doing things a little smarter. And so one thing I've discovered is that volume is not necessarily the best thing in everything. Sometimes quality is better than quantity. And this just may be the case when it comes to your clients. Now, when I first started my company, I had this goal of just building this behemoth, this empire. I want clients all over the world. I want to be marketing for everybody in every state and every corner of the globe. And once I realized what a monumental task that was, I thought, all right, maybe I don't want to be marketing for everybody, but I still want a certain number of clients. And now, as I started even thinking about it even further, I'm saying now I got to weigh the goal. What is my objective now? What am I trying to do? Then I remember a few years ago, one of these workshops that I'm always giving. I'm talking about these two acronyms. One called CPA, the cost per acquisition of a customer, what it costs to get a customer, and the second one is this thing called LTV, lifetime value, not LTD. That's Jeffrey Osborne. One night, got people say I look like Jeffrey Osborne. So LTV stands for lifetime value. In other words, how much money is that customer going to spend with you over the course of your engagement? We call that LTV. So it brings up this question: why would you want to have less customers in the first place? And how can you have less customers and still make more money? Those are not opposing thoughts. They actually support each other. The first thing with having less customers is there's less overhead, less staff to deal with them, less space you need, less the overhead in general. When you have a smaller customer base, you benefit from lower overhead. That's just a fact. Also, your advertising costs go down when your goal is not to go out here and get more and more customers, because what you're going to be doing is getting more money from the existing customers. And the acquisition of bringing an old customer back is much lower than bringing in a new customer. So the acquisition costs and advertising costs, your CPA, goes way down. Now, another thing is that when you start focusing on your existing customers, you take full advantage of this thing called brand loyalty, brand equity, because these clients that you've been working with for many, many years, they will spend a ton of money with you. It's amazing when they realize that you are a priority. And you out here chasing these little ones and twos customers who's working you to death. And you have people in your hand. You have that golden key in your hand that we talked about earlier. These folks are willing to reward you for that special attention. You know who they are. You know what they like. You know what they don't like. You've studied them for the past 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. So why wouldn't you focus on them and get more money out of them than out here chasing other people? And I'm going to tell you this last one. You're going to find yourself a lot less stressed. Now, I must say this formula applies more to service type industries than, let's say, retail. I mean, if you selling shirts, it's not going to work. You selling t-shirts, you need to go out here and find as many people you can to sell those shirts to. Now, it helps. It helps to have some loyal customers, but how many shirts can you wear, right? You got to go out here and get some new people. You got to bring in the volume. You got to find some cheap levels, some low cost per acquisition advertising mediums, and you got to churn those people through. But if you have a service like mine, where you have a long sales process, onboarding, quite a bit of work, you got overhead, you might consider, say, look, maybe I don't need 100. Maybe I can do better with 20. Okay. Now, how do we achieve this? All right, we've made the case on why you might benefit from it. How do you go about it? I've been saying this for many years. You constantly, always, as long as you are in business, you should be building your brand. And this puts an exclamation point on it. You've got to be building your brand at all times. Even in this period where you're saying you're not trying to grow your client base, you're still building your brand, because we've done shows on branding. And one of the things that we talked about is that, one, people spend more money for a good brand or well-known brand than a brand that's not well-known. The other thing that we've discovered, that people will buy more. They will repeat buy more and more from a well-known brand. So if you get that branding element nailed down, this is the beginning of that process of getting more money out of less customers. So number one, first way to do it is to upsell. Okay, you sold somebody something and they liked it. You did a good job. Sell them the higher version, the next level. You sold them the economy brand. Now let's go to the next brand. You gave them the free sample or the trial version. Now let's go to the paid version. You sold them the $10 a month version. Now let's sell them the $25 a month version. So you upsell an existing service, the same exact service, but then you sell them up to the next level. Now, many people don't do that. That's a basic minimum. That if you're not working, if you don't have time to put into your company to nurture these clients, you don't know when it's time to upsell somebody, because you're so busy out here chasing these little small companies and little small jobs that's not going to pay you. So upselling is the first thing. You take the product that you sold them and sell them the more, the next level version, the higher version. The next one is called cross-selling. Okay, they bought product A, but product B is a good supplement to that same product. They bought A. So this is different from upselling. Upselling is the same product, just at the higher next level. Cross-selling is a different product. The same company, but it's a different product. It's like if I'm selling Tide, now I'm going to sell you some fabric softener, okay? If I'm selling you a hamburger, now I'm going to sell you some fries. That's called cross-selling. Upselling would be I sold you the 59-cent burger off the value meal. Upselling was sending you up to the Big Mac or to the Whopper Jr. So, or the next level. So upselling is one way. Cross-selling is selling you additional products under your label than the one that you bought. Okay. So that's another way. We're talking about how you can get more money on fewer clients. Okay. Another way is through recurring sales. Now this has become almost the norm, the given now on these companies on the internet. Man, they turn recurring sales into everything. You go in there, you put your credit card in there, and you get billed for the rest of your life. Matter of fact, this company called Truebill, it's become so popular now that a company was developed called Truebill to help people keep track of all the recurring sales that are going on in their lives now. You've got Amazon Prime, you've got this, you've got that, you got your cable bill, you got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got everything going on. Your domain got to renew every year, your SSL certificate, your hosting account, all these recurring sales. So instead of complaining about it, ladies and gentlemen, let's get you in on the action. Look at your service. What can you turn into a recurring service, a recurring sale? You probably have one in your inventory right now that you have not explored. If it's not a tangible service, it could be a consulting service. It could be something that you were selling in the past as a lump sum price. Now you can break it down into an annual or a monthly fee. Sometimes people are more likely to pay a small monthly fee than an annual fee. You know, the annual fee is only $120. You tell them, look, it's only $20 a month. What you've done, you doubled the price just by going from a flat fee to a referring fee. And and now you're going to get it every year. So recurring sales and subscriptions, that's another way. And the last we're going to talk about today, and like I said, I can go on forever. There are many ways to do this, but I'm telling you my top 4 is referrals. You take those clients, these clients that you have gone out here and harvested and nurtured, and turn them into referral partners. You turn them into people that's going to send you additional business. Now, you've already said, right, Gateway, you don't want more business. You're trying to get less business. But no, let's feed them into one of these funnels, like our recurring sales, like our consulting services, something that where you're not out here doing that chasing grinding work. So use that goodwill, that strong brand to go out here and feed your referral funnel. And those are 4 ways that you can today, I'm telling you, this, folks, is not a theory. This actually works. Upselling, cross-selling, referrals, and recurring sales and subscriptions. You could start tomorrow reducing the number of people you're dealing with, but at the same time, increasing your sales. Now, that requires some work too to get it going, but it requires you to do this. Continue to provide good service, continue to build that brand, and what you're going to see, a reduction in stress, reduction in overhead, while your sales continue to rise. Ladies and gentlemen,